Hey everybody, it's Brian again. Welcome to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all those stuff. Just press all those fucking buttons.
Smash them.
Yeah, and so I have a guest with me today. Let him introduce himself.
What's up, y'all? I'm happy to be on this show with you guys.
It's not a show.
I'm happy to be in this YouTube channel, man. So my name is Anthony Copeman. I'm the founder of FinancialLituation, a platform to help young people make money work for them, reinvent their finances, and reimagine their freedom.
Sounds beautiful.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Beautiful. So since you're here, we're gonna talk about broke people.
Oh wow, broke people. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like, broke is a mentality, right? Before you're broke with money, it's all about the mental, right? Like, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck and they get comfortable living paycheck to paycheck because they don't see themselves beyond that, right?
Wait, people get comfortable living paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah. So if they're not really exposed to how money works, it's kind of hard for them to like see themselves beyond where they are in life. Right?
So wait, so you telling me there's people out there who see other people with money, but because they haven't seen, people around them with money, they're just like, they don't think they could be that person?
Yeah, because a lot of people's like exposure to money comes from people who say they just don't have money, right? And so like growing up, your parents, like the first thing they may have told you is like, I'm broke, right? So not that I'm gonna create a solution, to get out of this situation. I just don't have it, right? And so that follows them, right? And yeah, you can see aspiring rappers and basketball players and people who have a lot of money, but like it could be hard to get to that level, right? And then when you get to that level, since you never had money your whole life, you end up spending all of it.
Go ahead and spend it.
You're like, I never had a car, or my mom was living in a 2x2 apartment.
Or they want to stunt.
Yeah, buying necessary things they don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's important to like live below your means. Like I always say, there's like 3 tiers. Like you live above your means, you live within your means, and you live below your means, right? So people that live above their means, they're spending more than they make. How can you spend more than you make, right? That sounds like crazy.
Wait, say that again? I think you said it wrong.
Yeah, people that live above their means, So it's like people who are spending more than what they have, right? By going into credit card debt for no reason, just to buy things. And not all people go into credit card debt for no reason, but people who try to live above their means and live that flashy, luxurious lifestyle, they try to start, and flex for the gram.
They pay later. Oh, I could pay for that later.
Yeah, pay for that later, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah, pay for it. If you really a flexer, pay for that now, right?
So I don't really subscribe to all of that, but I don't know where I got it from. But if I can't pay for it more than 2 to 5 times, I can't buy it. I can't afford it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like that watch, but if I can't, if it costs $200, for instance, the Apple Watch, I always wanted one, but I have the money to buy one, but if I can't buy it 2 to 5 times over, it's gonna hurt my pockets. So I'm just like, I can't afford that. But that's just me. I live by that lifestyle.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a personal question. What made you buy your AirPods that cost $200-something, but not an Apple Watch?
That shit cost me $150.
Oh, the AirPods cost you $150?
Yeah, I don't got the new ones. I bought the old ones.
Oh, true.
But I bought it because I wanted it, number one.
It's more convenient.
And it's more convenient because when I'm at my job, I have one ear in and listen. It's not like wired, so that's why I bought it, so I can listen to stuff. And you can speak on the phone with it as well. So.
Yeah, I was never going to buy that because I felt like that was a lot. Like,
it is a lot.
At first,
it was
like $20, and I felt like I was going to lose it. But then I was tired of like, trying to untangle my cords, and that was getting annoying. So I was like, let me just buy these AirPods, and they're convenient,
But either way, I could still buy it 2 to 5 times over without a problem.
Yeah.
But, there's some people who can't. Like, my first iPhone was 2 years ago. I had Androids. I bought my...
I remember
Androids, I was like...
You never liked the iPhone.
Yeah, I was like, this shit's way too expensive. I'm not spending that much money on the phone. And then, something just said, let me try it. The only reason I bought it was to try it. Mm-hmm. And it was the X. So I was like, let me just go buy it, see what it's about. And I bought it flat out. I didn't finance it or anything. I bought it straight out.
That's a good way to follow.
Yeah, so I bought it flat out, and I was just like, it's mine. I don't want to own. If I want to switch companies, I don't got to wait till my phone's paid off. Whatever. and I like it. But would I buy another iPhone? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Not spending
Now,
$1,000.
would you trade in your iPhone and get a new one if they give you some money towards it?
So my situation is kind of different because I have 2 iPhone X.
Yeah.
So I would, in order for me, I would get the next iPhone if they give me a substantial amount for my iPhone X.
So you don't have to pay a lot.
If I'm paying like $400 and a trade-in, I'll do that.
Okay, so you'll pay $400.
Yes, I paid $400, but I paid $1,100 for my X straight out. I'm never paying for a phone that much anymore.
Yeah, but there's some people. Let's get back to the subject. There's some people that's just living above their means, unnecessarily. So it's like, and then there's some people who living within their means. Everything they get in, they're dishing out. Like the amount of income you receive, you're paying that on rent, you're paying that on your car, you're paying that on food, eating out, and things like that, which is unnecessary. So I always like to say, just live below your means. A lot of wealthy people out here are living below their means. Warren Buffett,
they always live below their means.
He's staying in a 50. He bought that house in like 1960s, right? In the 1960s, he bought it for like $50,000. He lives in that same house today,
and he's top 10 richest person still living in that house.
Top 4, 3. Yeah. So, and he's still living in that same house.
So
right?
I heard one of the rules that the rich people live by is they only spend between 5 to 10% of their income. They only spend that much. No matter how much you make, they only...
Or they keep them. You saying...
No, they live off of that.
Live off that, yeah.
Yeah, so if you make $100,000, you need to survive off of $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, for regular people, maybe $20,000, 20% of your income. But rich people they literally live off of maybe like
So you make $100,000, you should have to live off of $20,000.
Yes.
Okay.
That's including all your bills now. All the mandatory bills such as your house.
So $20,000 should pay for all of that.
All of it, yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's hard because
if you live in a big city like New York or LA or San Francisco, that's kind of hard to do because your rent off the bat, if you're trying to live by yourself, it's like $2,000 a month. So that's 24. That's what, 24,000 right there.
Then you can't afford it. Don't live there.
Okay.
Then you can't afford it. Don't live there.
If your job is there and they're paying,
well,
because a lot of people,
job needs to.
The thing about
they
it
need to pay you more than.
Yeah, the thing about it, a lot of people that work for these tech companies and other companies, they're making a whole lot of money, $100,000. But even making $100,000 isn't rich
in those cities.
In those cities,
you're spending $2,000 in rent. It makes no sense. I would take a job in Philly making $80,000, then $100,000 or maybe $120,000 in New York, because then you also have to think about the tax bracket that you're in. Because New York pay way more taxes than some cities, so you might think, oh, I'm making $150,000. You're probably making the same coming home after taxes and living expenses with the same person as in Philly. So it doesn't.
Like if you're making $100,000 in New York, you're
poor.
Yeah,
that's in New York City though.
In New York City, yeah.
New York City.
New York City, yeah.
Because you got some parts of New York that's cheap as hell.
Yeah, I don't know about the outskirts. I mean, Albany, I don't know, like Albany in the suburbs.
Albany's too far, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about like Rochester.
Okay.
Like...
How was Mount Vernon? Like,
it's hit or miss. They got mad rich parts of Mount Vernon, and then they have like poor parts.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's like in between. It's like a mixture. Like there's poor, stable, and then rich. So it meets all the criteria.
Yeah.
But New York City and Manhattan, good luck.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is expensive.
Yeah, true. So let me just give y'all like just 5 quick things y'all could probably do, to like just manage your money well. So the first thing I feel like you should everything starts with a mindset, right? Whether it's playing sports or managing your finances, everything starts with a mindset. So the first thing you need to do is shift your mindset.
Tips.
All right, so I'm gonna give you like 5 quick tips, on how to manage your finances, right? So I believe everything starts with the mindset, right? No matter if you're playing sports or you're managing your finances, right? Or you're a rapper, right? It's all about the mentality, right? When you walk into the studio, when you walk into the court, and then when you're walking into your budget or your spending play, right? No matter what you're walking to, it all starts with the mindset. So first, you got to shift your mindset from being like just simply a consumer to being an owner, right? we have this consumer mindset, right? We want to make more so we could just simply spend more, right? That's the only reason.
Retarded.
We want raises.
That's not the correct word.
Yeah, that's not a good word. Then you're not.
It's not smart
not
to
smart.
want to think like that.
Yeah, you want to, make more because you want to build more assets. You want to invest more.
Dog, you're using
right?
too much big words. Assets. What is assets?
Assets is everything that you own, right? So an asset can be cash. It can be real estate. It can be, your car is an asset. So those assets are things that you actually own. Investment, stocks, those are assets, right? So you want to make money so you can build for yourself. Let me simplify that, right? You want to build for yourself, not build for companies.
Yeah.
Right? Not build the CEO's, housing portfolio, right? Because they have like 7, 8 homes.
Yeah, he chilling back, be like, oh.
and you spending, like us as black people, we got a $1.5 trillion in spending power, and then we're blaming the CEOs on why they make so much and why they, are not, are comfortable doing what they're doing, because we're the consumers.
And we dictating, they should be spending it on this.
And,
nigga, you should be spending your money on something to help you make more money.
And the thing about it is, you may not think like this, but we have more power as spenders than they have more power. Than they have power, right? Because we're dictating what they do with their money. Because we're giving it to them.
Yeah.
So we have to first shift our mindset, right? From consumer to an owner. Second, we got to know our numbers, right? We got to know what's coming in, right? And we got to know what's going out. A lot of us, we don't know what's...
That's the most important part.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. We just... Everything is on autopilot, right? We got all these subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, this, that, right? Everything's going out. And we like, damn, where all my money going? It's going to things that you don't freaking need. Probably.
So, I use PersonalCapital.
Mm-hmm.
I like that shit because you gotta add your accounts to it. Some people are uncomfortable adding their bank accounts and all that stuff too. But I mean, if you're gonna manually do it on Excel, that's gonna take a lot of time.
I do both. I do Excel and I do PersonalCapital. I like to do PersonalCapital because I can see it from day to day. So when I update my net worth on a monthly basis, I do it every day. I do it at the end of each month.
Yeah.
So.
And you can search for what you spent your money on. So if you, like for me, I use it for my physical therapy. I just go in, type Excel, so I can track how much money I spent on my physical therapy every month or whatever.
That's good.
Because I'm trying to use that as a tax write-off. If you pay, so when you get injured and stuff like that, your medical expenses, you can, if you spend over, I think 10% of your annual income in medical expenses. Yeah, it used to be like 7, now it's 10. Yeah. After 10%, you could write everything off on taxes. So that's why I keep track of that stuff. So that's very important. Keep track. PersonalCapital, we're not sponsored, nothing, but PersonalCapital is a very good app to keep track of your spending.
I personally use that. I think that's dope. Yeah. So shift your mindset. That's number 1. Number 2, know what you make. Know what's going out. Number 3. When you're creating I like to call it a spending plan. People like to use the word budget. I feel like budget is really restrictive. Like for me, when you say the word budget, you're creating around your bills. Like the reason you're saying you're on a budget is because your expenses are too high. And you can't afford to do nothing else.
Ain't no budget when you got it.
No budget, right? So I like to say a spending plan, right? Because you're taking control of your money.
I like that.
Right? A spending plan, when you budget, right, you put in your bills. Your bills are in priority, right? But when you create a spending plan, what you actually want to do is in priority. So when I create my spending plan on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, I put my savings, my investments, and things, my business stuff first before I put all my bills, right?
Yeah.
Because as a people, a lot of people be like, "Oh, I'm working," and you ask them why you working. Oh, because I gotta afford my bills, right?
You only working for your bills.
Yeah, we only working for our bills. Right? And that shouldn't be the case, right? I'm not working my whole entire life just to pay a company every month or companies every month. Like I know that I have a passion for something. You may know that you have a passion for something that you want to do outside of just paying bills. Like, it's insane.
And that's why people are broke, because they got bills and they passion is I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
It's like you get comfortable, you get a job, You stay there, but you don't know, you don't have a bigger picture, right? The bigger picture for you is that, oh, I'm just gonna stay here so I can afford my bills. No.
No, that's fine. Some people live like that. It's just that a majority of us shouldn't live like that.
Yeah.
There's workers
If
and then
you
there's bosses.
you do live like that, you shouldn't complain.
Yeah. Or criticize people who don't want to live like that.
Don't want to live. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a lot of people. A lot of people who live like that, they criticize people what they do with their money. Like, dog, you're spending way too much. How about I tell you you don't need that? But then, everybody has their opinions and their feelings, and they be like, oh, you can't tell me what to do. I work hard for my money. Yeah, you work hard for that person to get rich while you work hard so you can go spend that money again. Like,
yeah, behind every complaint, if you're going to complain and you want to actually move from that place to something else, there should be a solution behind your complaints. If you just complaining just to say what you don't like, it's just air.
Yeah, like how people like how people complain about billionaires.
Yeah.
Talking about they shouldn't have all that money. It's hoarding.
They say billionaires on Twitter, they say billionaires shouldn't exist. But if you were in that position, you would think otherwise.
Yeah.
You don't really, deep down inside, you don't really hate wealthy people. You just hate that wealthy people don't look like you.
Or you hate yourself.
No, I'm not going to say you hate yourself. But you may hate that it's not you.
You're broke. Right? Who likes being broke? You never see somebody be like, oh, I love being broke.
Yeah. And our goal is to, my goal is to get there, right? Yeah. I'm trying to find ways to actually get there, right? And be conscious while I'm getting there of not being greedy, right? Because people will say on Twitter, oh, capitalism is not the way no more.
Wait till I sit down. Okay.
Go. Yeah, so people on Twitter be like, yeah, capitalism is not the wave. We need, a more socialist government, But, and then we say, oh, we need to support black businesses. Like, supporting businesses is a form of capitalism. So we can't have it both ways, right? You're either a capitalist or you're a socialist, right? And I'm not saying like socialism or the democratic socialism is bad, but I am a huge proponent of growing businesses. We need to start our own, right? Like that's what I said earlier. Instead of complaining about things, we need to make sure that we are creating solutions for ourselves and for our families, right? And another thing we need to stop doing, this may be controversial, but stop having kids when you can't afford to. Sorry. I just didn't say that.
Dog, you coming at some people's livelihood.
Maybe you don't need to post, maybe this need to be edited. But yeah. I feel like we have to be more conscious, of our efforts. I don't think we should say this.
Dog, no, say what you gotta say, man.
Alright, so first things first, shift your mindset. Second, know your numbers, right? Third thing, create a spending plan. Fourth thing, invest, man. Invest, right? Because simply just paying down debt is not going to help you build wealth, right? I always like to say this.
It does.
No,
I disagree.
Hold on.
My point.
$0 saved is debt within itself. So you can be debt free and have no money, right?
That don't make sense.
Yes, it does.
If you can pay your debt and it's down to zero, what happens after that? You're only talking about getting to zero. Once you get past that zero,
we agreeing.
No, you're saying it. You said some shit a while ago. I'm gonna play it back.
$0 saved is debt within itself. So you can be debt free and have no money. I'm saying to you guys, right? This is what I'm saying to Brian Martin's audience, right? I'm saying to you guys that invest, right? Invest in yourself, in your side hustle, in your business, in stocks, in your investment accounts, right? Just pay down debt, but you also have to invest. That's very important, right? You can do both at the same time.
Or you can do both at the same time, but a lot of people aren't that They can't multitask. They got to do one or the other.
You got to find a way to multitask, right?
Because I personally say pay it off first.
Hold on. In the middle of a pandemic, right? When everything is set to zero, your interest on your credit cards or your student loans, and now you have all that paid off but don't have any money, and you're receiving $195 a week unemployment. That's now better. You could have had savings that you could have tapped into
Well,
because you
personally
used all your money to. Like right now, while everything's at zero.
Nah, you telling everybody the wrong bet, man.
I
say pay the shit off because guess what? Once you at zero, $195 a week is nothing. You can live off of that. You telling me can't live off of $195 a month? I mean a week?
No.
Yes.
How can you live off $195? How can you pay your rent $195 a week?
Well, how much is your rent? Well, how did you get that?
No.
How did you get
that? Now you're trying to get all
how
into
did
how did
wait,
we get
wait.
No.
How did you get your debt down to zero then? You had some money coming in, and you was paying those bills.
Yeah,
still.
because you had a job. I'm saying, say the pandemic happened, and you lost your job.
So just so happenly, you paid off your debt. Pandemic happened,
and you lost your job. Like a lot of people lost their jobs. That obviously, if you had a $60,000 salary, and you paid up your debt, then that job got cut.
If
now
you're making $60,000, your unemployment ain't gonna be $1 something a month. You gotta think about that.
All right, so let's say, because I think the highest unemployment for Pennsylvania is like 5 something.
A week?
A week, yeah.
You telling me can't pay to live off of that?
Five something, $5.95 or something like that.
You can't live off of $5.95 a week.
Yeah, but if it's less than what you was doing before, it can cause some.
No. If you paid off your debt, like you said, you paid off your debt, but you didn't save and you lost your job.
Yeah,
you can do
all
it.
I'm saying is that I recommend always having a plan, always having some type of emergency fund.
Live like you're broke.
Okay.
Live like
decrease your expenses. If you're struggling right now, live like a college student.
Yes, I agree.
I think that's important.
Yes.
Stop trying to fake it until you make it.
Yes.
Just make it. Just try to make it. That's it. We're not faking no more, right? We're gonna make it, right? And so I know we want to have fun. We want to have a good time. We want to impress our friends, but right now, none of that matters when you don't. When you go home at night, right?
That comes later.
Yeah. None of that matters when you go home at night, and you're realizing like how miserable life really is.
Yeah.
Right?
So a lot of people think like, okay, I'm gonna have fun now, and then live regular later. And some people's regular is broke. Some people's regular is broke. But some people don't want to make the sacrifice and live broke now while they have it so they can live rich later.
Because they be like, oh, I'm too grown to do this. I'm too grown to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're too grown to be broke too.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I find very funny is how people that's after college in their 20s talk about, I'm grown, I need to live on my own, I need to do that. There's no problem living at home. You can save as much money as long as your parents pay all the bills, or you can pay some bills.
The problem is we need to be more intentional, right? Be intentional. If you live at home, don't just live at home just to live at home. You're living at home to save up so you can get your own place.
Or pay your bills.
We're not sitting here saying, or pay your bills off. We're not sitting here saying, just live a lifestyle just because. That's a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Everybody just living a lifestyle just because. Mm-hmm. No, live with the intention. Your intention, right, to live with your parents or to have roommates is to stack, is to pay down debt. So once you get to that number where you need to be at, right, in terms of zero when it comes to debt, and in terms of whatever that goal is, $100,000 or whatever the case may be, once you get to that number, right, then you could be like, okay, now I'm ready to do that.
No.
Right? Now that I'm ready to do that.
No.
What you mean no?
You need to have a surplus of money. That. Don't tell these people that they need to have they need to live like they need to have a billionaire mindset amount of money.
See this guy.
Stack all that shit and then move. Don't sit here and try to struggle. Buy that house full in cash. That. Well, no. Well, for tax purposes, you might not want to do that.
What I'm saying to you is, once you get it, right? Once you reach that goal, whatever that goal is, then if you feel confident to move out or to go somewhere else, do that, right? But a lot of us just be winging it.
No, we cannot tell people confidence because everybody has a different confidence level.
Yeah, whatever. I can't dictate.
Yes, you can. This is what you're here for. You're here to tell these people.
I'm not gonna dictate that.
You're here to tell these people stop thinking about their feelings.
You guys know your goals, right? You guys know your goals.
No.
You know what you're capable of doing. You know what you need to save. You know how much
They
debt you got.
wouldn't be listening to us if they knew it.
Well, if look at your bank statements, look at your credit cards. You know your numbers, bro. Right?
Man,
or ma'am, whoever you may be listening and watching this, right? So I need you guys to just live below your means, right? So that's the fourth thing. The fourth thing is to invest. And the last thing you need to do is put systems in place so you can keep all that shit up, right?
Yes.
Because just doing something one time, like if you pay down your credit card just to use it again, and like people be paying down their credit card, they be paying $20,000 in credit card debt
just to put back,
and then just to max it out again. So
why would you do that?
What was the point?
What was the point?
Right. So you gotta have these systems in place where you're like either ripping that joint up and saying you're not using this no more, or using it for expenses that's already in existence, such as you can use a good way to, if you want to get points or get rewards or get travel rewards or whatever, you can use your card for rent payments.
It goes back to what I said.
And then
you can afford it 2 to 5 times.
Yeah.
Use that credit card so you build your credit.
Yeah.
And pay it off in cash.
You can use the credit cards for like things like that you're already gonna pay for.
Yes.
That you're paying for anyway, regardless if you had the credit card or not.
Yes.
Right? And then you just paying it once you get paid, you just paying it to your credit card.
Exactly.
Without having to pay interest, fees, and none of that. Mm-hmm. And then you're getting those points right there.
Yeah. You know what's a good credit card? I like the travel one. When you buy everything, the Chase.
Yeah, Chase Sapphire.
That shit is fire.
Yeah.
You pay everything.
I just don't like credit cards with annual fees. But
nah, some of the annual fees, well, the Chase one has an annual fee, but then you get like mad points for flying. Mm-hmm. You get the priority things in the airport where they give you food and liquor and all that stuff. Yeah, for credit card, I know a lot of people signed up for credit cards based on their interest. Don't just be signing up for credit cards just to sign up. You know, when I was younger, and it could be a few years ago too, like I remember one time for one of my birthdays, I wanted to get an outfit. I would think it was in Nordstrom or whatever. And they was like, "Oh, do you want to sign up for our card?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. You get $20 off." I was like, "Sure." They psyched me out, man. You know, I was gullible in that moment, and I was just like, even though I knew better, in that moment I was just like, all right, whatever. And so I got a credit card. I mean, I don't use it anymore. I mean, I only used it that one time when I made that purchase, and I never used it again. But yeah, you know, always have it. There should be an intention behind everything that you do when it comes to finance and your money, right? Don't just do it just to do it. It's pointless because you're gonna be in the same place and predicament that you were in, you know, before, right? So what they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? So I love that saying. I think I'm gonna write that shit out, like on my wall or something. Yeah. Like, stop doing things that's insane, right? In a negative way, right? So make sure you do things that benefit you. So the 5 things are, you know, shifting your mindset. The second thing is, you know, knowing your numbers. The third thing is creating a spending plan. Fourth thing is to make sure that you invest in yourself. Make sure you invest in your passions, your gifts, whatever it may be. And the last thing is to make sure you create systems, put those in place so you can make your money work for you. That's gonna end our discussion with finance, with the financial lituation right here. You a millionaire? I'm not a millionaire yet. By the end of next year, I promise you guys, I'm gonna come back on this. I'm gonna come back on this channel, and I'm gonna let you know I'm a millionaire. You gonna have mad ice, jewelry? No, I'm not gonna have none of that. So what you about to look like? You gotta look like the part too. Don't forget that. Nah. Don't fake it till you make it. Forget looking the part. You know, I'm gonna be like Warren Buffett, wear baggy stuff. You know, I'm gonna have my polo tucked into my pants. Nah, but you be looking at these billionaires. They be wearing some expensive clothes that look regular. Yeah, but yeah. I heard what's his name? Facebook dude. What's his name again? Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg. His shirts cost like $200. It would just be like a plain regular tee. Yeah, but you know the difference between wealthy people and rich people. Like rich people like to wear like the logo on their clothes. Rich people. Wealthy people. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. Yeah. Wealthy people wear things that may be expensive, but it looks regular. Yeah. Plain. Like if you look at these wealthy people, you know how much your shirt cost me? Yeah. If you look at these wealthy people,
they majority of the time wear like plain white tees.
Yeah.
Or plain black tees or t-shirts, khakis, regular.
Yeah.
Like it be the richest, like the person who make a lot of money, right? That be wearing G's all down their sleeves, LVs on,
Louis, Fendi, Prada,
like
Tom Ford. Like,
we know your brand names more than we know your name. Like
yeah.
I just don't understand. So yeah, that's the difference. Like wealthy people, they know how to manage their money. Rich people, they just know how to make it. So I appreciate you for having me on your channel. So I'm looking to be back. Next year, I'm putting this on camera.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak into existence. Millionaire status next year, the end of next year, 2021.
It's gonna have $1 million. How much millions? Like,
no, we're gonna keep it regular.
Well,
999,999.99. No, it's gonna be. I'm gonna say 1.05
million. So 1,050,000.
Yeah, and if I don't get there, next time I'm on the show, right?
It's not a show.
Next time I'm on this channel, right? Something, we gonna have to put something in place, man. Maybe I get,
you gotta buy me something. How about that? Since you're gonna have $1 million.
No, if I don't get there.
No. If you do get there, you're gonna come back with gifts for me.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come back with gifts.
Yeah.
If I get there, I'm gonna come back with gifts.
I'm thinking of a gift that's not really ridiculous, cause I don't want a bottle. I don't drink like that.
Oh, you don't drink? Oh, okay.
No, but I'm thinking about something that that's worth it.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out.
No, we're gonna figure it now. We're gonna figure that shit now.
Yo, this is retarded. No, nah.
Let's see.
Wow, he's trying to really document this. He really.
Let me get a $1,000 check. Donation.
If I'm a millionaire,
$1,000 donation.
I will write $1,000 and I'll write that off on my taxes.
You didn't have to say all of that, but I was trying to infer as a donation. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I'm just playing. It's gonna be a genuine gift, man.
No, it's a donation.
Oh, donation.
Help the needy.
All right. $1,000 to the Brian Martin Foundation.
No, not the foundation. To me.
But you are the foundation.
No, to me. You're
okay.
not.
I'm gonna act like you a foundation.
You're not acting. I'm telling you, it's gonna go in my bank account.
Okay. All right. $1,000 to Brian Martin if I have $1 million in assets.
Well, wait. Before we go, you can give people up to, I think it's $10,000 to $15,000 a year as a gift before you start paying taxes.
Yeah, it's called the gift tax.
Gift tax, but I think it's under 15. Is it under 15?
Nah, it's 15. It's 15 even.
Yeah, so 15.
So if you do more than 15, then you can't write whatever above that.
So how does that work with 15. Me receiving the money? Do I have to report that? Because that's a form of income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think you pay taxes on that. If it's I don't think you pay taxes on that. I'm not sure. You may have to look that up. But yeah, I know a lot of people do that when it comes to like 529 plans. Like
we don't know what that is, and we're not getting into.
Yeah, we're not getting into that. But
don't give nobody more than $15,000, and then you have to. If you do, you gotta pay taxes on it. So only cap it at $15,000, right?
Yeah, and do your research. Look up the gift tax, and yeah.
All right, so this is the end of the show. Channel, whatever the you want to call it.
He said it wasn't a show earlier. Now it's a show.
I'm about to edit that shit out. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me any tips or hints. You can follow this guy. I'm about to put his handle at the bottom right here. Mine's is right here. And
mine's right here.
Yeah, this shit's kind of hard, but yes, like it.
All right.
Fuck all you haters that don't give a fuck. This nigga said don't have babies if you can't afford it. You should not be bringing life into this world if you can't afford it.
Oh man, this is getting edited, man.
No, it's not getting fucking edited. It's staying in because guess what? You speaking some real shit.